What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I've been speaking about this upcoming trial in the Tyre Nichols situation with these 5 police officers. I promise you guys an update, and here it is. Yesterday, I was waiting around, all day prior to me doing the live stream, which was a success. Shout out to everybody that was there. And I didn't really hear anything about it. I think one of the reasons why we didn't hear anything about it, and I'm just now making this video today instead of yesterday, was because the officers weren't there to make an appearance in court. But the lawyers were. And I'm going to play this video clip for you guys. There are a couple of things in there that I think you might enjoy. And couple of nuggets I want to talk about in reference to when this upcoming trial happens, and what I think is going to transpire during this time. Either way, I will be in Memphis. I'll be down there to cover it, and it'll be quite interesting. Check this out.
We are one step closer to learning the trial date for the 5 former officers accused in the death of Tyre Nichols. Now it's just a matter of will they be tried together or separately.
If others are with us when we go, that's fine. And if they want to wait and try their case at a different time, then that's up to them.
Defense attorney William D. Massey, who's representing Emmett Martin, says he and his client are ready to head to trial. Martin is one of the 5 officers accused in the death of Tyre Nichols. Martin, Tadarius Bean, Justin Smith, Desmond Mills, and Demetrius Haley are facing multiple charges in the case, including second-degree murder. However, Smith, Bean, and now Mills are asking to be tried separately. All 5 were represented by their attorneys in court Friday morning. In a motion filed by Mills' attorney, he says since there are different degrees of involvement among co-defendants, this will likely result in confusion for the jury and prejudices the move-in's right to a fair trial.
You have 2 different scenes. Mr. Mills was not at the first scene. There's a danger, potentially, of a jury being confused.
Prosecutor Paul Hagerman says he opposes a severance.
And we're going to make it clear that as a matter of law, we believe that they should be tried together, that the law of criminal responsibility.
Hagerman says most of the discovery has been turned over, but he says many of the attorneys have specific non-traditional requests, which his office is working to obtain from TBI.
What the Memphis Police Department's policy is on use of force, and then we will look at the conduct of the officers and see if it's within those guidelines.
Reporting from the Shelby County Justice Center, Kwame True-Wilborn.
All right, guys, that was the news article, and it was quite interesting. If not, in my opinion, a lot of the stuff I said is starting to come out to be true. A lot of stuff you guys said in the comments. So congratulate yourself. This is going to be a serious chess game. It's going to be a lot of sparring. They said a lot of things in there that made a lot of sense, and it's going to make the trial all that much interesting. Now, we all know what happened to Tyre Nichols, the situation. And as bad as it is, justice will be served. It's no way. You got cameras. You got the white scorpion jumping sides. The DA office and all of that trying to paint a certain picture for him to testify on behalf of the Tyre Nichols family against these other 5 officers. You are seeing a lot of goofiness, a lot of slickness in the justice system that's in America being played out right before your eyes. And I'm so glad I'll be down there to witness this crap. Nothing should have happened from a routine traffic stop, supposedly, with Tyre Nichols, but it did. And hopefully justice will be served, and it'll be served swiftly. No matter how they try to break up these trials, whether they're together or apart, I don't think it matters. Check this out. Did you notice? Desmond Mills Jr., in addition to Justin Smith and scary-ass Tadarius Bean, he's the 3rd one. I don't want to be associated with I don't want to be put in a group. Who the last 2 left? And you got scary-ass Tadarius Bean, soft-ass Justin Smith. Now you got the Hulk, the Hamburglar, Desmond Mills Jr. I don't want to be aligned in a group. I don't want to be put in a group neither. See how they all separating themselves, but they're all saying that they're not guilty. You notice that? That leaves two of the five. And who are the last two? Emmett Martin, the third, right? And Demetrius Haley. The two that did the most damage to Tyre Nichols. You see that? They're starting to separate themselves. And it's going to fall in the order of who did what, like we spoke about. Who did what was said, what was done. Nobody want to be next to Demetrius Haley because he ran his damn mouth after the situation when Tyre Nichols was on the ground. He told everything and what everybody did. Nobody want to be associated with him. And Emmett Martin was the brute of the whole thing. He did the most damage to him. He did. Besides spraying a whole container of mace in his face and punching his head all around like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, that was Emmett Martin that did that. And did you hear his lawyer? Oh, we're just going to look at what was shown and we're going to go into the guidelines of what it takes to be a police officer. And if they follow that, that's what we're going to go with. So your policy says all of a sudden that you can run around and punch people in the face like a Clint Eastwood movie while other people hold their hands like it's a Western. See the game? This should not have happened, no matter what. Did you see Tre'Davious Bean's lawyer? Go back and look at the news footage. He's sitting up there like he bored. Bro, you got a lot of work to do. And if you screw him like you did your other client in the past with the double life sentences or whatever, Tre'Davious Bean ain't got nothing to worry about. Now check it out. One of the things I noticed was they said that these guys, defense lawyers, asked for special conditions and guidelines under their case. Now, this case, right, this court date right here that you just saw was only them getting the discovery for their clients. Therefore, the clients weren't there. And they asked not to be there because they don't want to be in the public eye. People look at them thinking a certain way, which they should think a certain way about them because these wasn't nothing but hooligans in the badge. It wasn't, just thugs. But I will tell you guys this, and I want you to really think about this. These guys are on the front stage. There are other people like them that are in the shadows watching and hoping too much doesn't get said. They're relying on the ignorance of these dudes and their inability or hopeful inability to not point fingers at other people that was pulling the strings, giving them access to beat up poor folk in the street. One of them people is CJ Davis. Remember, they was a part of the unit she put together. I haven't made this story yet, and this aired last week. They already, we already talked about them trying to do the motion where they shoot down this $550 million lawsuit, civil suit. We can't be held for the 5 rogue officers. They wasn't rogue officers. Everything they did was documented and accepted, and it was okayed by the top cop. She organized these specialized units in every city, Atlanta and Raleigh, where shit happened. She escaped. This time, I think it's going to be different. They already talking about we want to have it where she's dismissed, where she can't go up there and take the stand and testify against something with rogue officers. Even a city with the mayor's backing is trying to push away from getting her to take the stand. This corruption go all the way up the ladder. The tip of the spear, the finger in the street that hit the target first is them. The rest of the shaft is her. Y'all agree or disagree? Seriously. She better hope they don't make her come up there, because this is what they said that made me think, I was right. What the lawyers say. We want to make sure this was in the guidelines of what, proper policing of what they were taught. Meaning what? They were going around and doing what they were told to do, or accepted to do, or expected to do. See how that makes sense? somebody else is in trouble. This is way bigger than them. If you have bad kids and a kid go to school and act up in front of the teacher, and you go back and say something to the parents and you see where they get it from, it's easy to trace the line between one from the other. They are a direct example that she set for them. Remember, they was in trouble multiple times. A lot of reprimands. So she knows about them individually and spoke to them individually. Think about it. Yeah, she got chains of commands, but she know about the antics they was doing in the street. Hell, she was quoted in one place of, don't worry about it, just find the drugs. Don't worry about all this other stuff. Why you think they had the freedom to run around and fight on people and do what they had to do, victimize people like that? Because they was backed. Do this, and this. Just don't do that. And when they dealt with Tyre Nichols, as brutal as it looked on video, you could imagine how much worse it was for a lot of people when wasn't nobody around and they didn't lose their life and they let them go. They let these people go that they victimized and they never came forward. And that's one of the things, as a taxpayer and as a U.S. citizen, even if somebody is representing the law and you're taught to respect the law, you still have rights when you feel as though your laws have been infringed. We have to start opening our mouths and making sure stuff like this don't happen no more. We do. This case right here is going to be one for the ages. And I'm just so glad I'm going to be there to witness it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The next trial date is September 15th. This right here, they got the discovery. In this next court date, Justin Smith, Sadarius Bean, and Owen, what's his name? Damn, the baldhead dude. Desmond Mills Jr., I'm sorry, we'll see if they're granted permission to separate themselves or they'll all be charged and tried as a group. Because that's what the prosecution wants. Prosecution said what? The code of criminal ethics. Hey, y'all did it together. Y'all might as well go to court together. Why y'all want to separate? Because that lets you know they're going to start telling on each other. They're going to start telling each other their disagreements in what proper policing was and how they handle the situation. But you notice there's a code in the police force that if somebody's going too far, it's your responsibility as an officer of the law and an upstanding citizen for justice that you should stop them. And nobody stopped nobody. That's the big problem. They all look guilty, and they are, no matter what. Who did what and who said what. A black man is dead. And all y'all responsible. I'm just saying. Like I said, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The next court date, September 15th. You'll find out if they're going to be charged as a group or they granted the ability to represent themselves with each of their lawyers. And you'll also find out, you'll also find out when the trial date is set. So remember, September 15th is the most important date. You got to pay attention with the Tyre Nichols trial. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.